This conference will now be recorded.
We have we already tried few scenarios in last session, and we are trying to understand what are all the subqueries and what are the different ways of writing subqueries, all those points and everything. We already having the subqueries here in the chat window, saying like we have courses and go to the day-wise learning. So everything is getting updated in the day-wise learning session. So just try to use that and try to practice all the queries whatever we are having so far in the day-wise learning, and you try to practice all those things. So that is, so just take the question, don't look at the answer, just look at the you are try to think about the logic what you are trying. Like you go to here and you just try to select the more options. So here we have some information about what we discussed so far, and also we have some questions here, assignment, and try to, okay, so I think there is some issue. I will try to fix this. So you just go here and try to practice on your own. So if there is any challenges you are facing, right, just try to understand and try to solve one your own. So this is all about talking about subqueries, how we are writing subqueries in where class. In the same way, we just try to use the subqueries in the from class. That's what we discussed last session. There is some network issue, just we got some idea about how we are going to use the subqueries in from class. Okay, there is some issue here, assignment. If you see the assignment here, you can see around 7 or 8 questions talking about how we are writing subqueries, whatever questions we practiced, everything is there, and also respective solution also there here. You try to understand the practice it. Now let's move on to the next one. What we are trying to do is the subqueries using the from class. So as we know, we already having some idea about how we are going to write the subqueries in the from class. So having some set of logic, let's say, try to understand the concept. Don't think about how we are going to use, just try to understand it. So we have some, everybody know we are working on employee table from starting onwards. We are having some idea about employee table, like how we are going to get. So it is the SQL public. Here we are having employee. Just switch to the respective database, practice SQL, and now try to run this. So we are having all the employee tables, like total we have around 27 records are there in the employee table. We have some data. Okay, that's fine. Now, so we know how to find the department wise maximum salaries. So select department number, comma max of salary from EMP. So group by department number. So each and every department who is getting maximum salary. So everyone having 5,000. I think we updated this data. So that is the reason all the data which is having same. Yeah, that's fine. So we are trying to understand the department wise maximums. This is one set of query. So this particular statement we can keep in the braces. Okay, can keep in the braces. So here max of salary column name we can use as some alias name. So what is the alias name we can use? Maximum salary. This is the max of salary. Select department number, comma max of salary. So what is the information we are going to get? How many columns are there in this table? We are having two columns. Select star from. So what is the meaning of this statement? So generally what we are writing in the from class, we are going to use the table name. But here instead of table name, we are using the some set of SQL statement. So this is going to take input as this query. So select star from this table. So what is the output we are expecting? So what is the information you are expecting this query? Anyone guess? So what is the output? What are the column names you are expecting through this query? So what is the meaning of star here? This star is talking about employee table. It's talking about something. Any guess? Anyone? I'm expecting answer from everyone. So what chart window or directly anyone can guess. So I'm not expecting 100% answer. At least what you are thinking about it.
Department-wise maximum salaries. With
So
the
my
salary
question
column
is
as maximum.
how many columns you are going to get in the final output, and what is the number of records you'll get. So how many records we are going to get? So how many records we are going to get in the final statement? Before running this statement, I am taking input from everyone. So what's your expectation? So it's having employee table having 27 records. It is going to return the entire 27 records from the employee table along with all the columns, or it is going to return anything else? If yes, how many records it is going to return? Okay, good. So someone is expecting all the columns with maximum salary. So that means all the columns with maximum salary means total how many records? You just mention how many records also you are expecting in the final output. So I can answer it, but I am trying to understand everyone, like whether how your mind is thinking about this particular approach. So what exactly we are doing here. So for that purpose, I am just checking with everyone. So all columns means whenever you get all the columns, maximum salary, how you get? So maximum salary per total, how many records you are expecting here? 27 records.
We have three departments. From each department who are getting maximum salary, their information will display here.
Okay, that information is going to display. So that's very good. So how many records we are getting here, Bindu?
Sir, we'll get here three records, sir, from each department who are getting maximum salary.
So yeah, 3 records. So how many columns you are getting here?
7. Here we are getting 2.
Mhm.
The whole
So,
information, sir, job, department number, employee ID, and e-name.
so complete information we are getting, but we are getting 3 records. That's what you are telling.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So good try. So yeah, good. So anybody want to share anything here before I will explain? So anybody have something in your mind and want to share? Okay, fine. I don't want to waste your time. So here, see whatever this particular information. So after from clause, generally we are going to use if we use directly EMP table, so that is going to take the information from the employee table, whatever data it is having. But here we are not using table directly. We are using some SQL statement as an input to the from class. So that means, so whatever information that is coming from this particular statement, that is going to treat like a input to the from class. So what is the input to this from class? It is having department number. This is the information in the from class. Got my point? See, now get the clarity. Like, what is the information that is taking from the subquery? So it is having department number, and also we are having maximum salary. So these two columns is going to take input to the from clause. These two columns is nothing but the meaning of this particular star. So what is the meaning of star? So star here is nothing but, so whatever columns coming inside from the table, this department number, this is the column 1 in the star. So this is, there is no, you are defining one column name is called maximum salary. So here, this is the second column, this is the first column. These two only we are calling in the from clause. So these two columns is going to treat like this particular star in the select clause. Got my point? Now, what is your output now? So how many columns we are going to get? So how many columns we are expecting, Bindu, now?
2, sir.
So we are expecting 2 columns. Column 1 is the department number and column 2 is the maximum salary. Now I am running this statement. Now just see the result. See, what is the output we are getting? We are getting the 2 columns information here. That is a department number, and also we are getting the maximum salary information. Now this is the how we can call the subqueries in the from class. So subqueries in the from class we can use directly instead of table. Based on this logic, whatever it is returning, so that value we can use outside. So I can use columns which is coming inside DEPT number. So out of 2 columns we can use only 1 column, that is called DEPT number. Now select it. So you can able to display only the department number information. Now if you want to get the maximum salary information, so maximum, if you want to select only maximum salary, that information only we can select here. So it is going to display the whatever maximum salary is, that information it is going to get it. So if you want to use a DEPT number, you are thinking like this department number is also present, but along with that, if you want to fetch the employee number, so if you try to run this, what is going to happen? What is the result you are going to get? Anyone guess here? So what is the output we are going to get it here? So it is going to return any error, or it is going to return the employee numbers. Yes, that's correct, Anil. So it is going to return the error. Why? Because this employee number is an invalid column in the table. So in the select statement of subquery, there is no employee number. That is the reason it is showing like a invalid column name employee number. Let's run this. See the error? Is it the expected error or not? So invalid identifier employee number. Why? Because this employee number is not present in the subquery select list. That is the reason it is going to write the statement. So this is the how we can call the subqueries in the from clause. Now, so if you want to get the departments who is getting the maximum salary more than some 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, you want to apply filters on the maximum salary. So how we are going to apply the filter on the maximum salary? So you can use the maximum salary in the subquery here. Is it going to allow you? So whenever you write this statement, so whoever getting the maximum salary more than 10,000 or thing, right? So here, so where if I write like this, what will happen? Is it valid statement? Whenever we try to understand the errors, so very important. Understanding errors is very important in SQL. Yeah, what is your answer now? It will throw error or it will give the output.
Become error, sir.
Errors, sir.
So why it is coming error?
Sir, we are using where conditions, sir. We want to apply. We want to use having conditions in that particular statement.
So basically, whenever you are trying to filter on aggregate related data like maximum, average, minimum. So whenever you want to do aggregation filters, at that time where class won't support. This point we already discussed at the time of group by class and where class, right? You guys remember or not? So we can't use aggregate related filters in the where class. So for that purpose, we are going to use the having class. So here your question come like this. Your interviewer, if the interviewer going very seriously, you are trying to solve the problems, whatever interviewer telling, right? But they will try to understand your thinking capabilities. Like, so first they will check whether your syntax is, you are writing syntax correct or not. If you are keeping something in the where class, right, this aggregate function, there itself they will stop asking question. Why? Because that is a blunder mistake. Immediately they won't go to the next step. Immediately they will stop questioning you. I am done with my interview. Still if you answer like that, sir, in where class we can't use aggregate related filters, so we are going to use the having clause. So where class won't support filters on aggregate columns, where it is going to use only direct column filters. So that is what is going to happen in the where clause. So for that purpose we are using have. That's how you tell if you are clear about the concept. Now if you are they will ask you next question like, see, I don't want to use having clause, but I want to get the maximum salaries information, whichever departments getting the maximum salary more than 4,900. So this is the error. Why? Because it won't allow aggregate functions in the, see the error. So maximum salary aggregate function alias, see error clearly saying aggregate function alias maximum salary cannot be used in the where class. This concept we already discussed in the previous sessions. So this is not allow you to use aggregate related functions. Okay. So now this is the problem. Now, how to fix this problem with the, so you need to think. So you are trying to understand with the different ways to execute your queries, but depends on your level of knowledge. You start thinking and you start answering this. Now we'll try to solve this same problem with the subqueries using in the where class. Now, what is the statement here? Very simple, straightforward answer we can try. Now we are good. We are understanding subqueries properly. We can able to build the logic. So we don't need to worry. So here what I am doing, select star from table. Select star from table. What is this table name? This entire table name, I can use some name like, so I can use some XYZ like XYZ. So this is, we can, so we know in the column level, we are using this particular column, we are using alias name. What is the alias name? Maximum salary. And also here, entire SQL statement, entire this statement, we can call it as a XYZ. So what is XYZ having? XYZ having some query, which is having some logic like department number and maximum salary information. So that information I'm keeping in the XYZ. Or you can keep your name like CloudHill, or you can use A, B, any name. So that there is nothing like how you are using the maximum salary, right? In the same way, you can use some name here. So now what is your query now? Select star from A. So what is A? So A is there in your table? No. You defined some logic dynamically in the SQL statement and you kept that logic name as A. So this particular logic name you kept like A. So you defined some logic and you kept that logic name as A. So that is the logic you are keeping in the subquery as A. So is it clear, right? So what is A here? A is holding some logic. This is entire logic till this bracket. After from clause, all this logic, this A is not present in the table. And also it's not going to create anything in your database. Just it is going to use up to this SQL statement. So that is the purpose we are using A, B, C, any name, any alias name. This is query level alias name. It's very simple, right? Select star from A. What is A holding? A holding some logic. Now, so A having some columns. So we are writing like select star from table where department number is equal to 10, where something like that you are writing where class. In the same way you can write where class here. So where, so what is the column name in the A table? So we have two columns. So we can use where class here. Select star from table where maximum salary. This column is there now in this in A. So where maximum salary is equal to 3,000. So it is going to fetch the information maximum salary from A. So your query is very simple. Select star from table where column name is equal to some condition. So this is the condition you're going to use. Now let's try to run this. Whether we having the way, so we don't have any data here. So all the data, we don't have any value. We don't have values having the 3 because we are not getting any values. Any value 3,000 maximum salary. That's the reason we're getting empty data. Getting error threads. Even we are trying to learn properly. If you don't get the data, but you are in the next step. So if you don't get data, you are able to manage the syntax errors. You are one step ahead. Still, you are getting the syntax errors. You are not able to understand what is this A? So what is this group by? Where I need to use group by? Where I need to use having class? Where is the aggregate function? What is the meaning of this A? So why I'm writing like this? So if you if you don't have that knowledge, right, try to understand that knowledge. Don't worry about the output, whether you are getting correct output or not. Try to understand the logic, and then once you are able to get the output, later you can think like whether you are able to, you can change your logic. You can, if something errors in the logic. Now see, we are getting the values, all the values which is satisfy the 5000. That information we are going to get here. So this is very simple, straightforward statement, right? See, now we are using the aggregate function, aggregate column, what you define, that column we are using directly in the where clause through this method. So you got it right? Any confusion here? Anything not clear? Anyone having any questions? This is very, very important. Going forward, we are using very important for and in interview based questions. Like there are a lot of questions coming to coming in this particular year. That's the reason I'm stressing this point. So
Excuse me,
mostly
sir.
tomorrow. Yes, please go ahead, Swash.
Sir, when we select only from the A to the select, then we are not getting the syntax right. Like,
Sorry, can you come again?
when we skip the where maximum salary is equals to 5,000, and we are just trying to visualize whether the subquery, whether our subquery has got into the A or not. We are, when we are trying to visualize only that, we are getting an error. Only we are selecting the whole
No,
statement, then only the yes, sir.
you are telling about till here.
Not till there, sir. Till just the subquery starting. Where
Okay,
the
here.
subquery starts. Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, we are not getting any error, Subhash. So I'm not sure which one you are talking about. So you mean till
Can
here?
you? Yes, sir.
Want to execute this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's no meaning for A. So whenever you use together with the outer query, then only it is having meaning with the A.
Okay, sir.
So it's like very simple. So like select star from EMP. So whenever you write like this, right? So this EMP name you are giving alias name as E. Okay. So this entire statement you are running like this. You are keeping some braces. So just you are running this particular statement along with this. So what is
Okay,
going to
sir.
happen? It is going to throw the error. That's what is happening there.
Okay, sir.
Same thing is happening. This is very, very important point. Why? Because the questions what we are going to cover in the coming sessions, like display second highest salary, display top 3 salaries in the organization, so display department wise highest salaries. These are all the tricky questions going to come through this particular writing subqueries in the from class. That's the reason I'm stressing how we are going to use the query level alias name and how we are applying the filters. So what is the meaning of A here? Why we are using brace? It's all very, very important. Everybody should be aware of it.
Sir, so as you wrote the A, when we eliminate that A also, then also the statement is getting executed and the row is showing, right?
Yeah, so let me remove this. So here A is not mandatory. So let's try to execute this. It's a good question. It is going to give the output. So A is not mandatory. Just to understand the alias names, this is the generally whenever you are writing some better querying, better programming, right, in your project. So you are trying to get data from multiple tables. If your query execution is going to improve, at that time you may get the confusion from where these values are coming, from where it is coming. That's the reason this is a standard we have to follow. Like, and also we are going to give in the filter condition also A dot. This is the best practice to write the queries in your real-time projects. So why? Because if you are getting now we are getting data from only single table. That's the reason we are not getting this problem. Whenever you try to get data from 10 tables, if you join that, so you are writing multiple subqueries in a single statement, right? At that time we'll get the confusion. So this is the best way we can write the queries. Even you don't use also it will work, but why we are using this means to avoid the confusion going forward. So why we are writing here a dot maximum salary means this maximum salary is coming from the a table.
Okay, sir.
Got my point? So whenever we are going to cover in the next session joins, right? At that time we are going to get data from the multiple tables. So we are using the multiple subqueries in the from clause itself. So if you are going to understand the complex things, right? At that time you should not get confusion. What is this? Yeah, what is why we are writing like this? So till now, so what we are writing the subqueries in the from clause, and also this from clause using this alias name is a, and it's going to use the where clause, like how it is going to use the where clause. And what is this a? A dot means this particular column is getting from the a table. We dynamically created this table. That is the reason we are using a dot maximum salary is equal to 5,000. Is it clear? It makes sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here we are trying to understand the logic technically, how to use syntax and what is the way we are writing syntax. For that purpose, we are trying to understand multiple things. So any questions so far? Anyone having any confusion here? Everybody here, whoever wanted to build their knowledge, whoever wanted to go with good clarity, right? Everybody should understand this logic. That's the reason I'm stressing too much here. Why? Because if I am whatever I am covering tomorrow, right? So definitely you may get the confusion. I don't want you guys to confuse at the time. That's the reason I am giving some clear idea on this. What is the column alias and how we are doing this? This is very, very important. Most of the time in our projects, we are using this kind of logics. Okay. See, subquery can also used in the from clause. Like so, whenever we are using subqueries in the from clause, we can call it as a inline views. So someone asks you, what is you worked on inline views? What is the meaning of inline view? Whenever we are trying to use subqueries in the from clause, that is nothing but the inline view. So the way you are writing queries in the from clause, we can call it as a inline view. So here they are using join two tables they are using. So we'll come back here after understanding the joins. So now you don't worry about it. First, we got some idea on subqueries how to use in the from class. So here, that's fine. So we got some idea about what is subqueries and how to use the from class. Now, in the same way, you can develop some logic like so some scenarios. So what is the? Let me share some scenarios. See, there is some scenarios I'm going to give idea. Let's try to solve this on your own. See here, just I'm going through some website. So what is the question here? Find all the professors. See, there is some information here. Instructor ID, department name, and department and salary. Generally, you'll get this kind of data. So what is the question they're asking? Find all professors whose salary is greater than the average budget of the all the departments. So what is the average salary of the all the departments? How to find out the average salary here? Whoever getting the salary more than the average salary of the all the departments. So all the departments salary. So first of all, how to get average salary for all the departments? Select average salary from table, so that it is going to sum all the salaries and it is going to divide it by some salary, and that information is going to get it. So here all the salaries, average salary is going to get it, and then whoever getting more than that. So read the question 2-3 times. If you don't understand question first time itself, always you have to read the question 3 times, 4 times, 10 times also until you understand it. So find all the professors whose salary is greater than the average budget of all the departments. So here this is the data, and also here we are having the department table. So I think so here this particular scenario again they are using like joins. So here this is related to some join based scenario. I think this is not the right scenario you guys should understand at this moment. Okay, now just I'm taking some queries from Google. So that it is easy for you to understand some you get some real-time scenarios, right? So that you get some. See how they are writing the subqueries in the from clause. See, like always, this is all selecting, and the from clause, this is going to return some data. So as we return, right, product wise, they are finding the maximum price. So each and every aggregating the data and enter this information. They are going to keep it in the some table X. So see, they are using the alias name as X as well. And here select column names from X, and then they are applying the some join. So there still we don't know joins. We'll try to understand the joins so that we can get some idea on this. But you should just to understand the syntax, like how they are going to write the syntax in the from clause. So if you are able to understand syntax, and then slowly we can try to understand like how it is going to be useful and how it is going to be implemented. So if you want to analyze your data not on the overall table, just you want to analyze data on the we have some millions of records. So you want to take some sample data, like select department number and employee number from EMP. So if you use the limit 10, so what it is going to do, it is going to work on the top 10 records. So what is limit going to do? It is going to limit your data like it is, and it is going to give the only top 10 records. So this top 10 information that is going to give the data and that is going to process. Now here this top 10, what is the top 10 records we are going to get and how it is going to use? This is the how we can use the records. So on this data, you want to analyze something. Let's say if you want to analyze the data on the top 10 records, like select DEPT number, comma, max of salary from. So this is the subquery. Select star from table. So here see, this is very simple. Again, say syntax, sample syntax is finite. Group by department number. See, select star from table. This is all table. Group by department number. So it is going to give the maximum salary, and it is not going to apply on entire 1 million record. Just it is going to apply on the top 10 records only. Just it is applicable to the top 10 records and it's going to use on your data. So even you can use subqueries for limiting the data and all those things. We'll try to understand and use. So going forward and next session, this much idea is enough for subqueries. I don't want to confuse you more. So what are the topics left and what topics we are going to understand going forward, like joins, like we have different kind of joins, inner join, outer join and self join. So these three are very important. Again, outer join, three types are there. These three types we are going to understand. And next, so that is very important, functions like window functions. So these window functions like rank, dense rank, row underscore number, and also lead lag. These are all very, very important functions we are going to understand in the coming sessions. So we'll try to complete all these things in by this week. And also another important simple topic that is called set operators. So what is meaning of set operators? We have some set operators like union, union all, minus, intersect. So these concepts everybody should aware of. All these concepts we are going to discuss in the coming session. Mostly tomorrow I'm going to cover all these set operators, and then I'll try to give the complete scenarios on set operators, and we'll give some examples what scenarios we are going to use set operators in your real projects. This is all simple mathematics we use in our childhood maths. That's it. So and after that, day after tomorrow, I'm going to start the joins. So what is the difference between? So basically set operators and joins is used to get data from the multiple tables. As of now, we involve working on only single table. We are not used multiple tables. So going forward, we are going to use multiple tables and we'll try to club the data. So how we are going to mixing the data, all those points we are going to understand in the coming sessions. Okay, these are all the very, very important sessions. Don't miss any session. All these concepts are very, very important, and this most of the interview questions are coming in this particular area. We already covered most of the questions in other topics, but these topics are very, very important. Most of the time we are using in our projects with the help of directly or indirectly this kind of queries we are using in our project. So don't skip and try to understand the concept wise and try to understand the implementation wise, not just I am gaining knowledge, just that's it, keep it like that. How you can use in your database. Think like we are using this in particular scenario. What scenario you are using this? Like that, you just think and uh, understand these things. So that is going to be helpful for you. Okay. So that's all about today. So we'll continue tomorrow with these topics and we'll try to understand in detail. Okay, thanks everyone. So see you tomorrow. Bye. Any questions? You can. I will be here next 10 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask, or else you can drop. So anybody having any basic questions also? Any doubts whenever you are practicing, feel free to ask your questions. I will answer all your questions.